Next step is sending a blast. How to send? Now let me tell you, you can send personalized blast, 100% personalized. You can include the name, you can exclude the name by just clicking on it like that. You can see. You can include the title like hello, hi, dear, hey, whatever you want to. Just time here like that. And you can just exclude it also. You can just you can send a simple message like typing only your message without selecting anything. Where does this come from? This is a quick technical question. Yes, we have the answer. Clicking on the contact upload center, you go directly here, upload your contacts, and when you upload it, you go to the contact sheet, you copy it and upload it, and you click import. It takes a few seconds, but it will import all your contacts. And remember, there is no duplication. Even if you have duplicated contacts here, it will not duplicate here. Now if it asks you for a refresh page, you need to refresh just to confirm where your contacts are uploaded correctly or not. When you refresh, it will show you the complete status. You need to click continue, and after clicking continue, you will see the complete status. Let me show you. If your contacts are uploaded correctly, it will show you complete status. Yes, it is complete. I go back directly by clicking the arrow back. You see there is a one message not loaded yet, and you can see the message with you can see the numbers that shows the and with the name. So there are few messages you need to remember all the time. 3 messages you need to remember: not loaded yet, not assigned yet, and then the number. Why like that? The question is very important here to be asked, and we give the value to answer it. So the answer is, we protect you by these steps from the carrier blocking. You assign a number here, and once you assign the number for years and years, that number will be saved in our system, and all those clients you send the blast, they will receive exactly from this number. This means no scamming. If you have sent one message to the one client from your system here, and you send again, it will be exactly the same number that you have sent for the first time. So there is no any carrier blocking, and also no spamming. Customer, don't think like that you are spamming. This is spam company. So to be clear here, now the not loaded yet mean the contacts are not loaded. So you need to load. Where to load? Very easy. There's a next step by going to sort all mobile numbers. When you click here and you go there, you will see the message. You see all these things. Now you don't need to touch any other thing here. Just simply check this one and click load all. Why this check? Remember one thing: when you check this thing, you don't need to uncheck or don't need to do anything here. This thing disable these things, these drop downs, and when you do that thing, click the load all. When you do the load all, your work is done, your job is done. You have loaded all your contacts here in this first sorting procedure. Now the next step will be sorting it. Now if you see this thing, this means data loading complete, and if you refresh it, these contacts will disappear. Now go back. I'm going back, and to show you what I have done, I'm going back to the contact upload center. We will come back again to send bulk blast, bulk SMS messages. This one to show you. Now if you see in the contact upload center, you see not assigned yet. Not assigned yet. I told you there are 3 signs. Number 1, not loaded yet. Number 2, not assigned yet. And the third one is the number that you assigned. If it shows the number here, it means it's okay. If it shows the not assigned yet, you need to assign the number. You don't need to forget assigning a number, and it also, when you upload the contacts here, it doesn't duplicate any contact. If you have duplicate contacts on your file, in your CSV file, it will not upload it and it will skip it. So this is the best feature of us. Now, not assigned yet shows it means that you need to assign a number. What does that mean? This is exactly mean that the number sorting is required. If your numbers are not sorted, you're still not able to send a blast. If you pass this test and you do that completely, it means you're done. Now let's go and sort these numbers. But before going there, I want to show you something here. Go to the inbox, and I want to show you how many contacts you have in your contact upload center. If you want to see, let's suppose maybe you have 1 million contacts there, maybe you will have 1000 contacts there. So how do you know? Number one, you can click on the contact upload center, and you see there are 2 contacts in your contact upload center here. Now in total contacts, this means it's still not clear if you have not assigned sign yet there. If you remove the sign or not assigned sign, then it means you are clear and you can send a blast. And the inbox will also appear here, and you can see also the delivered contacts and all these things. Let's go back to the contact upload center. I see not assigned signed yet. I go back to sort all mobile numbers. I see this thing. I select the range for better performance. If you have so many numbers like sending 2000 a day, 3000 a day, 10k a day, or 20k a day, so you need to select the exact minimum range, which should be 20. Now by selecting 20, I dividing here the system into two parts. I'm dividing. If you know a bit mathematics, you will understand that well. It's dividing into 2 steps. One is sorting, one is even and one is odd. Even and odd combinedly becomes 20, and even 10, odd 10. So even and odd, if you see, you will see 2, 4, 8 like that. Look at that. If you see the last digit, it's 4. This means it's even. All those numbers that are even will display here, and all those numbers that are odd will display in odd. Look at that. The last digit is 5. This means it's odd. And if you select the 20, remember one thing here: when you're doing this thing, you don't need to exceed from the 10 quantity here. If you are doing for 2k, 3k, 5k, something like that. If you are going to do like 1k, it's no issue for you to select, but you still need to follow the range, and we are still working on it to improve the service. This even and odd should be noted as 10 10 equals to 20. We are dividing 20 into 10 10, and even and odd. And when you select odd and you do that and you sort it, you will, if you come back again to this screen, you will see more contacts if you have in your contact upload center. But if you don't have, it will not display. But if you have, you will see more contacts. This means that you need to remember the patron on the next page. When you have a patron on the next page, you need to remember. Now here are the couple of things that you need to know. 1, do not click ever if you have not assigned sign there. If you don't have a sign not loaded yet, you don't need to click this check, and you don't need to click this load all button. You need to skip this. Even if it is selected automatically like that by clicking this checkbox, it's no issue. You need to ignore it. If it will automatically be selected and deselected if you keep selecting this button. This button is used for selecting all. Now there's a small thing that you need to remember. As I have told you, the even and odd divide into 10 10. This means that you need to remember that 10 should be even, 10 should be odd. If anything exceeds from that 10 here are in odd or in even, you need to uncheck it. When you click on the check all, you need to uncheck the rest that is extra than 10. If you see anything extra than 10, you always need to count all those contacts that you see here. Let's suppose if I have selected the odd, and I have 15 numbers, and I check all. So you need to check every contact. You need to count it to 1 2 3 4 5 up to 10. If anything exceed from that thing, you need to uncheck it by just clicking like that. And when you do that thing, you go and select the the rented number that you want to assign to. When you assign this thing, we have a solution here. By we send 1k SMS per number per day, so you can send more, and there's small specific procedures for that thing. But by following this procedure, you click this one and you click apply sorting. Before this thing, you need to make sure you have checked all and you have counted all those numbers, and make sure that it's 10 and it's not more than 10. If it's more than 10, you need to keep on check. We're repeating again. If it's more than 10, if it's more than 10, you need to uncheck it. And once you do that thing, once you select the number, you click apply sorting. I selected the odd, and I go and assign this number to it. When I go move next, I'll see a page here with the patron odd and the source number with this one. Now you may have to 1k numbers, 10k numbers, 20k numbers per day. So what will you do? You need to remember always this patron and this source number, because you will have a lot numbers. When you have a lot numbers, you need to keep change every time you do for the even and odd. So now I have done odd. Now the next time I'll be doing is even. Now the next step is to do even. I go back and I remember this step, this pattern that I have done for odd, and remember this number that I have done for this number. So I go back and I select the next number from here that will appear